They said, what do you think about waterboarding? I said, I like it a lot, and I don't think it's tough enough. We have people chopping off heads and drowning 30, 40, 50 people at a time in steel cages, right? Nobody's ever seen this before. This is like from the Middle Ages. You know, you have to fight fire with fire.
That was President-elect Donald Trump on the campaign trail, leaving open the possibility for the U.S. to once again start using enhanced interrogation techniques. Now, over the weekend, Senator John McCain voiced his concern over waterboarding, saying that the United States will never use the tactic again. But Vice President-elect Mike Pence wouldn't rule out the possible return of enhanced interrogation in a Trump administration. Watch this.
President Donald Trump is going to focus on confronting and defeating radical Islamic terrorism as a threat to this country. And we're going to have a president again who will never say what we'll never do.
Joining us now with reaction from inside Iraq. He's been there for 14 days. My friend, host of War Stories, Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North, as well as the author of the best-selling book, Defeating Jihad, Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Colonel, you actually asked a lot of the men and women there in the battle for Mosul what they thought of the election. What'd they tell you? I think we got the tape.
Well, it's been a fascinating scene here, Sean. We had a Iranian Shiite militia try to break through the cordon into Mosul this afternoon. We had to hide our cameras and managed to get a little documentation on it if you want to see it.
Let's see it.
We also had some great young Iraqi soldiers talking about it. Let's go with the Iranian standoff first. That's the Iranian militia. These are guys that are led, supported, directed by the Iranians. They have no business being in Mosul. The agreement was that they wouldn't go near Mosul, and now they tried to get in. There was a standoff this afternoon. Got a little dicey, as a matter of fact.
Well, you're right there in the middle of it. I hope you're armed. Tell us about what the soldiers that you've been meeting have been saying about the election here, Colonel.
Well, we have a young Iraqi special operations soldier. The Griff Jenkins asked him what he thought of the Trump administration. Here's what he had to say.
What do you think about the election?
Location?
The election.
President,
Trump.
new president. Trump is very good because he told us, look, make America again great again.
You think it'll be good for America and for Iraq?
I am from Iraq.
Do you think Trump will be good for Iraq?
Yes, it's good because he told the truth. It's good in Iraq.
You said the majority had that same sentiment.
I think I think most people do. Certainly the U.S. soldiers that we've been with, we've been out here for 2 weeks now. We've covered just about every part of this country you possibly could. The Kurds like President Trump. They're looking forward to having a chance to chat with him about the future of what's going on here. Certainly the Iraqi soldiers that we've been with, the special operations troops, like that young soldier you just saw there, he believes in it. So I don't know where the controversy is, but it's certainly not over here. They're looking forward to a Trump administration.
Yeah. Dr. Gorka, obviously Trump is inheriting a mess, and that's ISIS. I mean, the fact that we pulled out and cities that Americans fought blood and died for, Mosul and Ramadi and Tikrit and Fallujah now have to be fought over again, just drives me insane because this president didn't have the wisdom to stay there, created the vacuum for ISIS. What do we do at this point now? What's the best advice you give Trump?
The very first thing that the president has to do is he has to rebuild our relations in the Middle East. Our most important regional partners, the Egyptians, the Jordanians, have been disrespected, have been shunned in the last 8 years, and they are the key to winning. The Kurds are great, but the Kurds have a very small fighting force, and they're not going to be recognized in Sunni areas. So it's going to be a lot of serious presidential diplomacy to convince everybody in the region who want to be our friends that America is back and we wish to help you and we have your six. We're not about invading these countries. We're not neoconservatives, but we're here to help you protect your countries. That's the first thing that the president, the 45th president, has to do.
Yeah. All right, Colonel. I know you have some greetings. These guys wanted to say hi to their friends back home for Thanksgiving and their families.
They do indeed, Sean, and we've got a whole bunch of them spooled up for everybody to see. All they have to do is turn the TVs on 24/7. They'll get to see these youngsters that are out here serving our country in uniform. 101st Airborne Division, and these are great, great young soldiers.
And I know, Colonel, you've been gone 14 days. You better get home. You're going to be in trouble if you don't get home over Thanksgiving. I saw your email this weekend. Safe home, my friend. All right, and thank you both.